They had so many good IPs and they messed it all up so bad. I'm a bird, mother. I'm a bird. Ubisoft Insider says company close to bankruptcy confirms Assassin's Creed Shadows changed over Black Lives Matter.
As I expected, insiders are reaching out to people and starting to talk about what's been going on in Ubisoft and just how wild it is over there. We're going to go over a video that
So I really don't appreciate like seeing like headlines like Ubisoft CEO blames gamers after poor sales of Star Wars Outlaws. Like when when will gaming companies stop blaming their own clients for not paying for a product they just don't want?
Exactly. It's not our fault. It's their fault.
Demian put out, and I got to tell you, there's some wild accusations thrown out in that video, and it tells you just how insane things are over at Ubisoft right now.
Not
Let's
surprised.
start here. Tech for Gamers dropped this article going over the earnings call that Ubisoft did recently. And of course, the CEO of Ubisoft blamed gamers for the poor sales of its recent Star Wars title. Said it's your fault that it failed because you have too big of expectations for video games. In today's challenging market,
I will not agree with the fact that like gamers have a big expectations from games. Over the past 3 years, we have bare minimum expectation. All we want is a non-predatory transaction game that is actually finished. Our expectations are not high. It's the lowest it could possibly be. Like games, for a lot of us, playing games is a type of self-care.
with gamers expecting extraordinary experiences, delivering solid quality is no longer enough. What is solid quality? Because you sure as hell didn't give that with this game. You might be fixing it now, but when this game launched, there were viral videos of how broken the game was with crazy insane glitches that really shouldn't be there for a step.
When a game already in the showcase itself is having crucial game-breaking bugs, that's a horrible sign. So showcases are supposed to literally showcase the best part of the game. And if you cannot even present a showcase without any issues, we already know what to expect from the game itself.
Stealth game. Like the magic bush. I think everybody's seen that Asmon Gold video where he's laughing as 10 stormtroopers keep just going in and out of that bush where K-Vest.
It wasn't even a bush. It was literally slightly taller grass. It was so ridiculous.
And it's really sad because they have a mechanic like that in one of the Assassin's Creed games.
It was so bad.
And it was an old ass game too. Like, what happened? Why did you guys work backwards? Are you guys like, come on, man?
It's like they're trying to reinvent the wheel, but instead of a wheel, it's a square.
This is just hunched over and then they go away. It was really funny. Or some of the videos where the character just slides all over the screen while they're taking a character hostage. Just insane stuff. That doesn't help. So, no, sir, you did not deliver solid quality. And that hurts the game. And Damien's video was very revealing because apparently, internally, people at Ubisoft were calling this game Red Dead Star Wars. They thought that this was going to be as big as Red Dead Redemption 2, which is an amazing game. And if you've never played it, I highly suggest you check it out. That's laughable, thinking that game was ever going to...
So they're trying to compare Red Dead, where you can literally a cowboy
reach those heights. There's a lot of factors to why Star Wars Outlaws failed. But blaming gamers, that's tone deaf, sir. Very, very bad move. Now, Assassin's Creed Shadows, there was a lot of information in that video that I thought was pretty telling. One of the biggest things, by the way, is the fact that the studio is in major trouble and more than likely going to go bankrupt. Because remember, they've had multiple failures this year. And it turns out the game that really put them in a bad spot wasn't even Shadows or Outlaws. It was Skull and Bones. That game's failure was the real nail in the coffin for them, because they expected Shadows and Outlaws to kind of bring them back and make them float again.
Yeah,
And that's
it's not gonna happen.
case. They're still
Nope.
10 feet under, and I don't know if they're ever going to pull out of it. And Demian said in his video that they expect bankruptcy unless they get some kind of cash flow.
So literally, Assassin's Creed Shadow is the last Hail Mary. The way it's going, it absolutely.
It is not.
They need a loan or something, or they're going to go broke.
Or they can sell a chunk of the ownership to another company, have that company save them.
And it's quite possible that we could see Ubisoft fold. I don't think they'll completely fold. They'll get bought up. Somebody will come in and buy them and take all of the IP, because they have some valuable IP.
They do.
Assassin's Creed,
They do.
despite the shit show that this game is still a valuable IP. So you could see.
Not just Assassin's Creed. Was it Rainbow Six Siege also under Ubisoft?
For Honor.
For Honor. Well, For Honor doesn't have as much value.
It didn't have value because Ubisoft messed up heavily with the management of the game.
Let me just check. What IPs are under Ubisoft? Ubisoft used to have. That is so crazy. They had so many good IPs and they messed it all up so bad.
Or they just forgot about it.
Oh no, they messed up all of them.
Heroes of Might and Magic.
Yes. Oh my god. I'm looking at the list. Yeah, there are a lot of games. Not even games, franchises. They completely forgot about it. It's like a 50-50. They either forget about it or they fuck it up.
See someone come in and buy them or something. I highly expect that to happen. But what a position to put yourself in. I knew Skull and Bones was a major disaster for them. It's actually a bigger disaster than both of these games combined. We had Endymion on Flashcast over the weekend, and he was saying that game cost like $600 million or something internally. That's what they were throwing around. And I've seen that game on sale for $10 already. That's a huge disaster. Nobody took to Skull and Bones. Nobody took to that game. It's a shame because they had the blueprint right there. They had Black Flag, which that game is based on. Black Flag is an amazing game. That's the only Assassin's Creed game I really like. The other ones I'm just not a big fan of, but man, I did enjoy Assassin's Creed Black Flag quite a bit. But some of the rumors surrounding this game, so you've all been wondering what's going on with it.
Yeah.
So in that video, apparently, you skipped.
I'm more wondering because it said delayed even further. So after the backlash that they announced that it's gonna be on February, they pushed it even further now.
I don't think so.
Was a male Japanese man. Sorry, I said it twice. He was a male Japanese character. And they changed it. You know why they changed it? Because of the Summer of Love. The Summer of Love is why they changed it. Because of the riots and George Floyd and a bunch of stuff. Now, it's not confirmed, but this is what they were saying.
That's what he's saying.
I believe it because, listen.
Okay. Let me just check. When did they start developing? The development began in 2020. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember how to spell. Okay, also 2020.
So when that happened, they were like, let's jump on this. But they didn't realize that BLM is not the right organization to support.
These companies are very opportunistic. So they saw, something going on. They saw all this BLM stuff and all the support around it. And they thought, well, we can get in on that. So they used Yusuke. It makes sense. Unfortunately, that's not the case anymore. A lot of stuff has come out on BLM, but here's what he said. So as for this Japanese male protagonist, Endymion revealed the game did first include a male Japanese main character, but they were swapped sometime during 2020, according to my source for Yusuke instead. When asked why Ubisoft chose Yusuke over this male Japanese character, Endymion revealed they said that Ubisoft was heavily influenced by the socio-political events of the time with stuff like, and I'm not kidding, George Floyd, the riots, and BLM exploding in support.
But that's not an excuse for them to do that. First of all, it's not even an American company. Second of all, that movement has nothing to do with showcasing the feudal era in Japan.
It really doesn't.
It's raising more questions than it's actually answering questions.
Mm-hmm.
Added Ubisoft may have opted to include Yusuke in order to pander to identity politics because of BLM. 100%. That's 100% what happened. It's just instead of entertainment, which you can pump out in like a year, like a movie or a show, a video game takes a little bit of time to make, a couple of years. And, we're sitting at 2024 now. That was 4 years ago. That actually lines up pretty damn good. Furthermore, he shared that his source informed him that Ubisoft was horrified by the response to Yusuke from the fandom, and they actually thought including him would be a really big selling point for the game.
Ow.
They apparently believed by inserting Yusuke that they could garner and pander to the modern audience.
Bro.
Well, we've seen the support that modern audience gives with Concord, Dustborn, Star Wars Outlaws, a bunch of other shit this year. It's been actually fantastic to watch all of this DEI shit crash and burn. It's been great. Now, the next thing he gets into is why the game didn't do well in Japan. Or not didn't do well in Japan, but it was the Japanese backlash that really woke them up. And interestingly enough, the Tory Gate. So I did a video on this already. They released this. This is the picture of these figures that came out. I think it's just like a little Funko Pop type statue. It's not made by Funko Pop. It's made by Pure Arts. And as you can see there's a broken gate. And the reason that there's so much backlash over that is because that's a symbol of the atomic destruction that hit Japan. There's a very famous gate in Nagasaki that's broken, and it's a symbol of what happened there. And because they got all these dollar store DEI woke consultants that don't give a shit or even know anything about Japanese culture and history, because most of them aren't even from Japan, they really screwed up. And Japan's backlash was massive. And apparently that was a big factor in delaying this game.
It's more than understandable.
I'd be pretty mad if that they showed like napalm, like the symbol for napalm or something. While introducing like Vietnam Assassin's Creed or something like that. It's stupid.
They've lost that market. Lost that market completely with this game. And I think they're going to try to get it back. So apparently, to sum it up, they are changing things like the rap music that was going over Yusuke's scenes in that video. That's all being removed. That's tone
so
deaf
stupid.
too. Just because there's a black guy in it, you have to give hip hop music. That's that. If you're
It's same as sending like a white guy to, I don't know, whatever country, and having the fucking banjo playing.
a black person, you should be insulted by that, to be honest, because like that's in there for the wrong reasons. There is no hip hop music in ancient Japan. Like, why are you doing that? It's such a stereotype move. And that's thankfully coming out. So they're trying to improve a lot of this shit. But what an insane video. It's a really good video. I'll link it in the description. You should give it a watch. But Ubisoft is in trouble. The management at
Rightfully so.
Ubisoft is going to be gone. I do think, because there's no
They
way
deserve this.
anyone's
Yeah.
going to let them just go under. Somebody's going to buy Ubisoft and bail them out. I would expect all of the leadership there to be gutted and replaced. The thing is, who replaces them? Right? If we get more like-minded people in there, it's just going to be the same company. The hope is that somebody in there that knows what the hell's going on comes in there and turns shit around. As far as Yusuke being replaced, that's not going to happen.
Okay.
He's just too embedded in the game. They're just going to try to fix up a lot of the shit that they've screwed up, and hopefully they'll be...
No, yeah, that makes sense. If they would replace the character they have right now, they wouldn't be able to justify 6 foot plus whole Euro era Japanese man.
They literally should have just scrapped the Japanese stuff and just. They already have all the Chinese assets, right? Might as well just switch to China.
Or they should have, right from the beginning, made sure they have actual researchers when it comes to buildings, and just right away promote it as a game purely based on fiction and just sell it as a Yasuke game.
I agree.
That's it. Because we have a lot of Yasuke stuff. No one complained about it because of the way it was presented. And they even fucked up on that. Because Japanese people don't have a problem with that. Like, they even have... One of the top shows on Netflix was what was it called? The Blue-Eyed Samurai. It was literally about a chick who is half white being a samurai.
be able to convince people to buy it, and that will be on them. I really don't mind that a game has this character. I mean, there's media that exists with black samurais. Notably, Afro Samurai.
There you go.
The problem that they have is, in my opinion, the way they handled it.
There you go.
Putting the rap music
Yep.
in there and all that shit. Like, that's just not what people are looking for. So, maybe they'll be able to soften this up, but I kind of think the damage is done. I don't think this game bounced back, especially in Japan.
Nope.
I don't think the Japanese will ever embrace this game. They were very furious about it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe they can redeem the game.
They got slighted.
Doesn't come out until February, which, by the way, is Black History Month. I wonder if they lean into that for the game's release. Also,
Probably
Monster
will.
Hunter comes out.
Yeah.
The new Monster Hunter game comes out the same day that this game drops, and I totally expect that game to smash this. Monster Hunter is massive. Maybe it'll do better everywhere else, but in Japan, everyone's going to buy Monster Hunter. No one's buying this shit over there.
They're gonna try to compete against Monster Hunter, which is a Japanese-made game. That is poetic irony.
That game, that's a huge game over there, just like Dragon Quest. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
So,
Thank you, Yellow Flash.
yeah, just leave the politics out of our game. Stop it.
Please sit down.
Sit down. Be humble.
Mm-hmm.